White genocide is an obtuse form of white exceptionalism. Unlike other racist conspiracy theories such as the Big Lie, which performs a less visible form of racism conceptualized by Anderson as white rage, the core Manichaean struggle present within white genocide theory is between the white Aryan race and all other races. The visibility of its racist nature, as perceived by hate groups that endorse the theory, is more authentic and hence desirable. In a sense, these hate groups are proud about how transparent their racist values are. This openness has drawn scholarly attention to various visible texts, including 88 Precepts by neo-Nazi David Lane and The Great Replacement by Remy Camus, which not only informs the ideal society for white hate groups, but also their current practices and behaviours. However, these texts only partially order our knowledge of white exceptionalism. The invisible texts and behaviours of hate groups that espouse white genocide and the relationship between the visible and invisible also constitute our knowledge of these concepts. Invisibility takes the form of a barrier to knowledge in the context of white genocide, with many hate groups unwilling to partake in ethnographic study. However, the penetrating works of Blee and Ferber have managed to close the epistemic gap produced through the group's secrecy. Their work on the intersection between gender and race demonstrate that women are not only constituting a growing percentage of new recruits, but they are also becoming more crucial in the recruitment process itself, as well as their strategic direction. As such, overcoming this barrier to knowledge has revealed another invisibility, that of culture. The uncovering of the invisible gendered division of labour places into tension the role assigned to women within white genocide theory and the role they perform within the groups that practice the theory. Within manifestos such as that of David Lane, it is explicit that women are necessary to maintaining the Aryan race through reproducing white offspring. Acts such as abortion and homosexuality become unethical. However, the female role within these hate groups is not strictly limited to the passive role of the white mother. The invisible power women have in these hate groups extends beyond their role in sexual reproduction and thus is not always fixed to the male. However, the gendered aspects of hate group cultures are not always invisible. There are transparent and self-imposed limitations on male sexual exploits. White genocide theory lays out clear rules around male sexual life, espousing that any miscegenation creates impurity within the white race and is therefore unethical. Hence, white exceptionalism espoused by white genocide theory does not legitimize sexual territorialization. This is unlike white exceptionist projects of the past, such as European colonialism, which rooted the legitimation of its cultural superiority through forms of sexual escapism, with colonies representing an exotic place where one could look for sexual experiences unobtainable in Europe. Whilst the currently inexpansive form of white exceptionalism may be indicative of a rigid nature, the de facto practices governed by the gendered division of labour suggest these groups are more fluid than we think. Thus, hate group actions and developments become harder to predict. The relationship between the visible male sexual practices and the invisible work of women within these groups call into question key assumptions made about contemporary hate groups. Because they adopt an obtuse form of racism, their intentions are supposed to be clear and transparent. However, the invisible role of women that is currently practiced creates strong levels of aporia for when attempting to understand where power lies, which in turn confuses any current understandings of the direction of these groups. Even obtuse forms of racism are adaptive.